Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. This is Lucid Prophecy Tarot. Thank you for tuning in. I'm just outdoors. I decided to do the video out here because it's pretty nice. It's not that hot. And I live in Arizona, so it's crazy. It's like the northern states are getting hot and the southern or the more southern states are kind of cooling down a bit. So I feel like I'm going to talk about Jupiter and Venus, of course, but I feel like there's definitely a shift that's happening in society on a major scale because, you know, think about the concepts of heat and cold. You get what I'm saying? Heat and cold is usually associated with two different elements. Heat is usually associated with fire and sometimes air, and cold is associated with water and sometimes earth. So I feel like if you are an earth sign or earth sign or a water sign, you will be able to understand something from a fire or air sign perspective. And I feel like if you are a fire or air sign, you will be able to understand something from an earth or water perspective. But I'm just going to leave it at that. Let's talk about Jupiter and Venus, all right, and its significance in your chart. And kind of how to tap into that energy, you get what I'm saying, deciphering that energy and using that energy for your benefit when watching readings and also looking at your own chart. So Jupiter, let's start with Jupiter. So Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It is the planet of growth. It is the biggest planet in our solar system, I think, outside of Saturn. You get what I'm saying? So Jupiter is all about breaking boundaries. It's about foreign culture and foreign travel because that's expansion. Think about society. I should have got some water. Anyways, think about society. I'm going to try not to lick my lips too much. We all started kind of like, our origin stories kind of start us off sheltered. And then at a certain point, we reach that ninth house energy, which is breaking past traditionalism into actual concepts of spiritual discipline, right? So Jupiter is very important when it comes to our blessings because Jupiter is considered a benefic planet. It's considered a planet that is there to assist you without much effort. You get what I'm saying on your part? It's kind of like your superpower or your clutch when you need to propel or expand in some type of area in your life. And I feel like wherever Jupiter is placed, you get what I'm saying, in your chart, like for example, Jupiter is in my third house. So Jupiter is aspecting my third house of communication, of networking, which I am doing with you right now. So when I communicate with you guys over the internet, you get what I'm saying, it is directly influencing my Jupiterian energy. You get what I'm saying? I'm tapping into that energy. And also knowing what sign your Jupiter falls in. Quali, what's up? My dog is turned up. Knowing what sign your Jupiter is in tells you a lot about the effect that Jupiter has on your life. So again, in the Sun and the Moon and Ascendant video, we got talking about archetypes just a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But let's talk about a Jupiter archetype. So Jupiter force is an aspect in your life where you can expand, where you can grow, right? And where if you choose to grow and you choose to expand in that way, it gives you some type of reward. So if my Jupiter is in a sign like Sagittarius, right? Jupiter is naturally ruled by Sagittarius is naturally ruled by Jupiter. So that means that my Jupiter would be very comfortable there. So when it comes to expanding, meeting new people, networking, I can find blessings within that. You get what I'm saying? I may, because this is an area of your life where you need to grow or learn to grow, depending on the other aspects of your chart, you may need to, you get what I'm saying, take it slowly, or your growth might become slow, but eventually that growth will happen, and you will develop a network, and you will meet a lot of people, possibly travel to a foreign culture, you get what I'm saying, with Jupiter and Sagittarius, or be very much into that, you get what I'm saying. Also for women, Jupiter, I believe, tells the woman a lot about their spouse, or ideal characteristics that will appeal to her in regards to her spouse. So if you are a female, that might be significant to you when you looking into your chart, you get what I'm saying, figuring out that male archetype that captures you and why, you get what I'm saying, what the energy is and what it's associated with and why you resonate with it. What else about Jupiter? So again, Jupiter is about spirituality, really. So it's about breaking past the constraints of certain man-made religions, kind of like the written religions, more so like written, like strict Tauran or Geminian type energy. You get what I'm saying? Sagittarius is the opposite of Gemini. So it is the wanderlust. It is the possibility. It's philosophy. Rather than, you get what I'm saying, preaching things as is. It's the ability for things to become, which allows manifestation, the first stage of really manifestation, to occur. That's why the 9th house directly affects the 12th house, which is the ending. You get what I'm saying? It is actually the house of, like, the end of your life. You get what I'm saying? It's ruled by Pisces, so it's all about isolation. It's about confinement, but it's also about spiritual release. Kind of like once you retain all that spiritual information with the 9th house, you release it, you get what I'm saying, with the understanding of the true nature, you get what I'm saying, of this practice or this religion or whatever you're studying or expanding on with the 9th house. You get what I'm saying? So it's all interconnected. As you learn about astrology, you'll get to understand these concepts more, but I want you to have just a baseline understanding. If you want to know how to battle your Saturn, like shout out to Astro Queen. If you want to know how to battle your Saturn, look to your Jupiter. You get what I'm saying? See what sign your Saturn is in. See what house it is in. That is the area of life where you have to put a lot of effort. Also, houses or planets that fall in the sign of Capricorn, you usually find that you have to apply a lot more personal effort and struggle to get through. But there is major spiritual rewards, because Saturn is a spiritual planet. It is a planet of spiritual discipline. So yeah, if you want to look into getting past some of the things that are holding you back in life, look to your Jupiter. And if you want to learn about your blessings, look to your Jupiter as well. All right, so we're going to wrap Jupiter up there, and we're going to start talking about Venus. So Venus is the planet of love. Venus is the signs that are ruled by Venus are Taurus and Libra. Venus is also the planet of work, believe it or not, but excuse me. Venus is the planet that harbors a lot of our talents, because Venus is the planet of talents, creativity, art. You get what I'm saying? All of these things are derivatives of love. So anything connected to that, anything that you have love in, whether it be a career, a goal, a person, a creation, it's all usually fueled by some type of Venusian influence. You get what I'm saying? If there's love behind it. Okay? So Venus rules our inborn talents. All right? So when knowing about your love life, you will look towards your Venus. If you want to know about what's coming towards you as far as love, Venus will tell you a lot. Venus will also tell you about your business endeavors, depending on where Venus falls in your chart as well. That's very important. And what sign it's in, because it tells you how you love, and it also tells you, you get what I'm saying, how your creativity manifests itself. Or if it's conjunct with another planet how these two planets could work together to help you in excelling in a certain area of your life. You get what I'm saying? That's why knowing these things is very important. I can't even see the screen. That's why I'm just hoping that the video is coming out cool. But Venus, also for males, if you want to look towards a spouse or marriage, for females too, you will look towards your 8th house. I know that Vedic, they have a whole process that they go through. But if you're not into Vedic astrology, then I would say look into your 8th house and look into your Venus to give you more insight about your love life. You know what I'm saying? So Venus rules over that. Also, Venus rules over, for me personally, like sisters or kind of like female cousins or female archetypes that you associate yourself with. So this could be siblings, because Mars and Venus are kind of like, people say that Mars and Venus are lovers, but not quite. You know what I'm saying? They are, but not quite. More so like, it's a strange relationship. So I feel like siblings can be manifested through that way as well. You know, like I said, but use your own discernment, you know. But that's how it manifests for me as well. So seeing things in relation to female archetypes or the divine feminine energy within your life, you will look into Venus as well. Should I throw Mercury in here? All right, Mercury. All right, we're just going to go over Mercury. All right, Mercury. Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, and it also is the ruler of Virgo, okay? And understand what those two signs represent. It all represents expression of thought, or the mind. It's a very intellectual planet, and it rules over our communication. It also rules our hands, because that's a form of communication. That's how we communicate as well. It's how we went from verbal to written communication. It's all that Mercury energy. Mercury also rules over social media and technology. You get what I'm saying? The things that we create with our hands, the first expressions of them, right? And it on a more interpersonal level, it rules over the way we communicate, the way we think, the way we process. Not really the way we process, because that's the moon, but the moon could be directly affected by your Mercury, because the way you communicate yourself, you communicate once the moon processes whatever the stimulus, right? Then Mercury comes in and it processes it for your mouth to speak it. So whatever sign your Mercury falls in tells you more about how you communicate, how you come off on a verbal level, or even on social media. You get what I'm saying? Your what's the word? Reservations in regards to that. Mercury will give you great insight in regards to that as well. Mercury is also the planet of cousins. So if you look into your birth chart, or like extended family, so that can give you more insight on that as well, or your 3rd house as well. Or your extended family can be just groups, social media groups, or just different groups and things that you become a part of as you progress in life. You get what I'm saying? Mercury will give you insight in regards to those as well. So you will look to Mercury in regards to that if you want to learn about business deals. Of course, your 7th house energy and your 3rd house energy will be very important to look at. If you want to look at potential new people that you might meet, or new experiences that you might have in regard, or new ideas or concepts of thought, if you're trying to expand your mind on the first level by just creating newness in your life, you will look towards your Mercury. Your Mercury is very impactful in regards to if you have business acumen, how to develop your business acumen in regards to trading, if you are a trader in whatever sort. And it gives you insight on some of your natural abilities too, because speech is an ability. So it'll tell you sometimes whether you have the ability to sing, whether you have the ability to rap, or other things like that. So this is why getting to know your birth chart is so important. I'm like gravely dehydrated. Sorry, y'all. This is why getting to know your birth chart is so important, because it breaks everything down. Of course, you're not going to understand everything overnight, but the first steps is acknowledging what's there, then doing the research, your own research. Of course, this is one video upon many, so definitely look into your do more research besides this video that you're watching with me. I hope that you did become more aware in regards to your chart and how to decipher these planets in your chart on a small level. Again, I try to keep it simple. But this is Lucid Prophecy Tarot. I hope that y'all enjoyed this. All right, bye.